Hi, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines, and we just returned from what proved to be a pretty eventful drive down to Taliban. We went down to help our friend Alfred with his bank account problem. He needs to be able, in order to come here and resettle here, he needs to bring what money he has and bring it, and he's not going to bring it in a plastic bag under his arm, so he needs to have a facility to transfer from one bank account to another in whatever way that is possible. And at first, over several banks, it seemed like he needed to have an alien registration card, which, because of the dates of his stay, he can't get. He's going to leave before he would be eligible for applying for the card. So the banks so far have all been saying that they want the card. Finally, we did go in and we spoke yesterday with the lady that always helps me when I'm too embarrassed to go to the front of the line when I go to the bank. The rule is here that if you're a senior, of which you may not have noticed that I am a senior, and you can go to the front of the line. I'm always too embarrassed to do that. People waiting in line and you just walk up there and you're the foreigner. So I chose to go to this lady and explain that I'm a little bit embarrassed to do that. And from then on I was able to just go in, sit at her desk, and she would handle whatever business I had, which I'm, by the rules, allowed to do, so it's not behaving in an unfair way. It just is better if you're a little embarrassed about doing it the way that it's allowed. So we went in and we spoke to her and we explained Alfred's problem. He doesn't trust the bank in Thailand to just do it in retro whenever he's ready. So that's been a problem to him. The bottom line is we went in early this morning and we spoke to this lady. We told her all of the difficulties. She looked at all of the documents that he does have, minus the card. And she promised that she would find a way around it, and she said that she would contact her superior, the person who could actually make a decision on this. And she did that. We went in today after we had come back from our friend Michael and Bonnie, but that's another story I can tell you. Anyway, we got back there and I popped into the bank, and the lady said, yes, it's been approved. If you come in first thing tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we will open the account. So that's the great news, which is a huge relief for Alfred, because he was extremely concerned about that. Some people worry about different things. I could never see that it should be that much of a problem. But I'm not Alfred, and it's his money, and Alfred has a much greater grasp of what money exchange and money held in a cash deposit, interest and profits like that than I have ever been. And so he's a clever man and he knows exactly what he's doing. Now, while we're on the subject of that, so just to lay that to rest, he's able now to get a bank account. We will go in tomorrow and help. Why am I helping? Because when Alfred goes into a public place, the hearing problem is exaggerated. Okay, so he can't always hear what a soft-spoken bank official can tell him. So I was there to interpret those things that he was puzzled about, which I've now got a feel for, and I was able to act as a go-between. He signs all his own forms, it's all of his own money, it's all of his own account, it's all him. When I step aside, nothing is lost. Okay, so everything is as it should be. I have nothing to do with the account. I have nothing to do with any of this other than to explain moments of difficulty for both him and for the bank official, which now that she knows exactly what the problem is and she has approval to open the account, it will simply be a question of going in with Alfred and just helping whatever I need to be helped with there. Things like address. He didn't know what the address for the Puruk was, and he didn't know how to spell Puruk. And things like that I was able to help with. So that's what's going there. Now, it probably will never be laid to rest, but I would like to give what I would love to think would be a few final words on on Alfred and his hopes and dreams of having a relationship with Talia. So right now they're still at Lena's house, courtesy of Lena. I'm really shocked that so many people should behave in a very unchristian way, but quoting all of the Christian values that everybody else should have. Try a little tolerance and forgiveness in the way that other people's lives unfold. Now, it's become so that it cannot be that Talia will stay there. So she's going back to her family. She's not being thrown out on the street, she's going back to her family. And we are hoping that all of the activity that surrounded helping to deal with the brother situation, the brother you may or may not know, was behaving a little strangely towards the daughter Nizel, who is blossoming into a lovely woman, but she's only 12 or 13 or so that has to be remembered. And anyway, he is her uncle, and this is totally inappropriate. It was sorted out at the barangay meeting, and we hope that that's put to rest. So in going back to her family, that's an acceptable thing for her. Talia's mother has been here, and they've talked, and they've walked why do I keep saying Alec? They've walked Alfred up to the place where he could build a house on what would be Talia's land. Now we've had a few we've had a few comments on the other channels, on Facebook and on Beth's channel. Everybody knows that a foreigner cannot own land here. Everybody also knows that foreigners come over here and fall for Filipinos. Everybody knows that everybody wants to have a home, a house, and in Alfred's case, he wants to build a simple house and have a simple life. Can he do that? He can't own a house. He might be able to own a house if he could pick it up and take it with him, but he can't own land. But Talia can, and if he is committed in a relationship to Talia, she would be the one who would own the land. Is he fully protected? No. Does she have all the rights? Yes. How would he protect himself from being hurled out onto the field? The way that people do this here is that the expat takes a lease on the land for 25 or 50 years, depending how optimistic he is on his health lasting, and then he has the right to stay in the house that he builds. That is what they will do. Alfred has declared that he will not move anywhere or build anything until the paper on the land is given in the name of Talia. The second paper will have to be the leasing of the land to Alfred from the owner, which is Talia. And that's what will be done. And if it is not done in that way, through an attorney, Alfred is not up for it. Okay, so rest assured, Alfred may be hard on hearing, and he may be slow on English for the moment, but he ain't no Dumbo. Believe me, he knows what he's doing. And we're here to help. We're here to help as long as he wishes help, because he's a friend, and we do that for our friends. So that's the end of our little day today. Not quite the whole story, but I'll tell you what happened about that in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.